Welcome to the For Listeners program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up, everybody? I'm Spear, and on the mics with me this week is the Z-Man. What is up, Z?
When you wish upon the star, makes no difference who you are.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for it. I thought you were totally going for the falsetto. You were, when you wish. I thought you were going to go for it, and you didn't do it. I was already cringing. I was already waiting for it. Thank God for small favors. All right, on the other mic is the mighty Ganthor. What is up, Ganthor?
Just enjoying some beer and some hammock time.
Some beer and some hammock time.
Yeah, I bought a hammock on Prime Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty nice.
Did you put it out in the backyard between the trees?
I did, between
Nice.
the trees.
Nice. All right, well, this week something must be done about, what do we want to call this? Adults going to Disney, Z-Man?
Adults in Disney, yeah.
Adults in Disney.
So Disney, Disney's is an all-person place. Everyone can go to Disney. Everyone can love Disney. But Disney is geared towards children, right? Disney World, Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland. I assume it's much like Disney World. And I don't understand adults, people over the age of 21, who go to Disney regularly without children.
I think
That is weird. If it wasn't Disney, you would probably look at these people a little strangely, right? Like they're kind of creepers.
Right. Like
what?
There's rides there. So
It's for little kids.
It's
dude.
an amusement park, and there's most of the rides are geared towards smaller children. But they do have some bigger, crazier rides. It makes no sense to go there. It's super overpriced, and it's geared towards children. So it's just it's like I don't get the fascination with what are you going to do? Go run around and try to get Chip and Dale to sign your autograph book? Like
Yeah,
what are you
imagine
doing?
if it was Sesame Place, which
Oh my God,
has
so
a
ghetto.
theme park. Can you imagine adults going to Sesame Place without kids?
I don't think you're allowed, are you?
It wouldn't surprise me if you weren't, but that's the impression. That's the vibe that you would give off, right?
Right. Super.
You'd look like you're trying to kidnap a kid.
Well, you couldn't go on any of the rides at Sesame Place because you'd be too big. There'd be
Rides is a bullshit excuse because that's what Six Flags and Great Adventure and Busch Gardens are for.
So you're saying that there aren't any attractions for older people to want to
No.
experience?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're there to entertain the adults who are kind of forced into it because of their children, and to entertain the teenagers who don't like Disney but get dragged along anyway because what are you going to do with them?
All right. If it was Anaheim, if it was Disneyland that you were talking about, because the Magic Kingdom in Disneyland is considerably smaller than the one in Orlando. Walt Disney World is a city unto itself, and there are 4 different theme parks. There's a whole shopping area with restaurants and interactive gaming. Within the theme parks there's more dining. There's adult types of dining. There's I don't know how many different resorts. There's plenty to do for adults in Walt Disney World, and the best example I can think of is in most of Walt Disney World there's no alcohol. The only theme park in Walt Disney World that serves alcohol is Epcot Center, specifically in the World Showcase. Have you guys ever been to the World Showcase at Epcot Center?
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
You can drink around the world.
You can drink around the world, and it is the greatest goddamn thing. And every time I've gone lately, I've gone with my child, and I regret the fact that I can't drink around the goddamn world.
Why not?
Because I can't, spend the entire day going from, Mexico to Canada, drinking my way all the way through,
Sure you can. My brother
Yeah,
does.
dude.
Yeah, but
what's your problem?
I'm not going to want to get completely shit-faced with my kid
You
around.
don't have to. Is that the only way you know?
Well,
how to
you forgot
drink?
he's a two beer queer.
Well, thank
That's
you.
true.
Thank you.
He
very
can't drink
much.
more than 2 beers, otherwise he's toast.
Oh, I hate the both
Yep.
of you so much.
And it's what is it? It's going to be like Corona and Dos Equis, and he's gone.
That's it. Yeah, I started in Mexico with some shitty ass
with-
beer, and I'm done.
Yeah, with a fucking lime. He's
Yeah,
got the
that's
lime in
right.
it.
Yeah, I'm done before I even get to China. I'm out. But the point is that there are adult things to do, and that's one of them. The experience that you can have as an adult in Epcot is really kind of cool because you can go to all of those different world showcases, to China, to Japan, to Canada, to Norway, to Germany, where they have a whole beer hall. They have a whole German beer hall in Germany. You can go and you can drink, different types of beer. You can go to Italy and to France and drink wine and eat cheese and all kinds of different stuff. To me, that's a very adult thing to do.
Right, but
You're
you
not
don't go to
wrong.
Disney. You don't go to Disney so you can drink the beer in Epcot.
They have that there, so while you're there with your kids, you don't hate it.
That's
Right.
it.
Think of Dutch Wonderland, Spear. How much fun would you as an adult have taking your child to Dutch Wonderland?
I don't know.
That's a real theme park,
I've never,
if you could even call it that.
I've never been to Dutch Wonderland.
Never. Well,
There is a monorail.
it's as awesome as it sounds. Okay. The reason why nobody goes to Dutch Wonderland is because they don't have stuff for the adults.
It's Amish theme park.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
That sounds even worse.
Do I get to churn butter?
You probably do.
Because if I'm going to go, I'm going to want to churn butter.
Yeah, no, I think you get to. You're right.
But here's the thing. Like, there's probably not an adult thing that's appealing to me about Dutch Wonderland other than churning butter. I would go churn the shit out of some butter.
That's my point.
But
you won't take your child there because it's going to suck for you.
Right, so
you will take your child to Disney because there are at least things that will entertain you. That wouldn't be the primary reason to go to Disney as an adult without children.
I would be glad to go to Disney without my kid.
Because you're a creeper.
I'm not a creeper, Ganthor.
But hold on. You'd be glad to go to Disney without your kid how many times?
What do you mean how many times?
Have you been to Disney as a child?
Are you going to go every year? Are you going to go twice a year, 3 times a year? Are you going to go on the Disney cruise?
Well, but the Disney cruise is a different experience. But I certainly wouldn't go more than once a year. I would go...
That's what I'm talking... Yeah, but once every year you would keep going?
I don't know if I would go every year because after a while it becomes cost prohibitive. But I would go... I wouldn't mind going with a significant other to spend a few days in Disney, enjoying some of the attractions and the dining and the drinking around the world. There's plenty of stuff to do there for an adult. I would go. Would I go every year? Probably not, because there's other things in the world I'd rather do.
But that's what I'm talking about. There are people out there that go every year religiously. Because this is the thing they do. They go on every single Disney thing, and they do this stupid thing where they do want to still meet the characters. They do want to go get their autographs. They go on the Disney cruise, and they're not going to get beers from around the world. There's plenty of places you can go. I don't know. Maybe go to Beer World if you want to get beers from around the world, or the World of Beers,
Mickey
or whatever.
Mouse hats.
Yeah, they buy the Mickey Mouse hats, and they go fucking nuts on this shit. And it's ridiculous. And it's not just a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's like, okay, you did it once. It's fun. You did it with your significant other. You want to experience it with them. Great. You don't go back again next year. Go to fucking France. Go around the world.
Well, so that I won't argue. But isn't there something to be said for the appeal of Disney to people? I mean, people have grown up with Disney for their entire lives. It's not like Disney ever really goes away. I mean, we talked a little bit about this with Star Wars. Disney is a consistent presence in people's lives. There's always a new movie. There's always stuff from Pixar. There's always new Disney stuff to experience. It's kind of a lifelong thing.
Hold on. Other than Pixar, what was the last Disney movie you've seen?
The Moana. Moana was the Hawaiian
that was
one.
that Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, that was fucking badass.
Okay. but Moana wasn't Pixar. Moana was Disney.
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, Moana was one of the most amazing movies I've seen in the last year, I think.
Well, there you go. So that's what I'm saying is it's a consistent,
But you know what? Hold on. I love Moana. I've been telling everyone I love Moana. I am not going to Disney to go meet Moana.
I'm not saying that you're going to go.
Or Maui. Or whatever the fuck they are.
Well, I'm not saying you're going to go to meet the characters, but what I'm saying is that Disney is a constant presence in people's lives. And it makes sense that they would want to go down there and they would want to have that experience in a place where you can be absolutely immersed in it.
Once every 5 years, or if they have a new attraction like the Star Wars world.
Well, so let me ask you this. Do you know of anybody who does the same thing with Harry Potter?
I still think that's awkward as well. If you're an adult and you go to Harry Potter world every year, come on. Do it once, check it out, maybe go back in 5 years to see what they changed.
This is what people do. They become obsessed with certain things. It's like why people go to Comic-Con every year. Right?
Comic-Con has new shit.
It's not different.
New stuff.
It
is.
It's not different. It's because
Comic-Con is like hundreds of thousands of properties all in one place.
And it's for
a chance
adults.
to dress. It's a place to dress up. It's a place to go interact with other people who are fans of the same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a place for you to immerse yourself in the culture of something that appeals to you. People have this devotion to these things. It's the same reason why Star Wars is what it is. You mean to tell me that when they have this, they just announced the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, it looks fucking amazing.
Right. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is going to be in both Anaheim and in Orlando at Walt Disney World, opening in 2019. And the model for the one in Orlando is this huge, sprawling park that's going to have all kinds of interactive exhibits. In fact, the hotel, the Star Wars Hotel, is going to be in the theme park, and you can have interactive experiences. You can become part of the planet that you're on. They haven't named it yet, but you can become part of the planet that you're on, which is going to be part of the Star Wars canon. And you'll get up in the morning and you'll become a character, and then you'll go into the lobby. You may run into a bounty hunter. You may run into Chewbacca, and Chewbacca takes you and whoever you're with over to the Millennium Falcon ride, where you do something on the ride and it impacts the rest of your day, whether or not you did well or you didn't do well. And then you meet more characters, and you have this whole interactive Star Wars experience. You mean to tell me that there aren't going to be adults who probably haven't ever touched a woman in their lives, that aren't going to go down to Disney World to experience this?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Come on.
Well, so let me back it up. Let me back up. I just think Disney's the one example I can think of right now, but it's just with any experience, right? Why would you keep going to the same place year after year after year when there's so many new places to go to? It's, be it France, be it Australia, be it, Belize. I don't know what place people go to. New Orleans. Why always go back to the same place? There's a lot of people I know that every year on the vacation, they go to the exact same place. They do the exact same thing. They have the exact same experiences. And they're like, oh, look, that thing changed. Oh, look, that thing changed. Oh, what happened to the store that was here? I want to get a slushie. And it's just like that familiarity that people have in those experiences. They don't want to change that. And that just seems insane to me.
Yeah. So I know plenty of people who go down to the shore every year, or they'll go down to the Outer Banks every year. They'll go to the same donut places. They'll go to the same drive-through beer things. They'll go to the same hotel and sit out on the same beach, and they'll have the same vacation every year for all intents and purposes.
Why?
It's what they do.
Go fucking explore the world. See other things.
So
how do you know there's not something cooler out there or something more fun if you always do the same thing over and over again?
So the one word that comes to mind for that is tradition. It becomes a family tradition to go down to the Outer Banks, or to go to Ocean City, Maryland, or to go to Rehoboth Beach, or whatever, right? It's a family tradition to get the same shore house. Why do people buy shore houses, right?
Got me.
So I mean, it's a family tradition. It's something that you come home to every summer.
I mean, you get such limited vacation time, or most people have such limited vacation time that. Why would I? Oh, it just drives me nuts that people want to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
But did you never have a family tradition? Why do people do the same thing for Christmas every year?
Yeah, I don't know. I do. I mean, I have a lot of things like that. Like, we have Jew Christmas every year. We go to the same place every year. We do the same thing. We eat the same foods. I have the same. Yeah, I do that as well. And the same thing. Like, my Memorial Day weekend trip is the same thing. We go camping every year for the same weekend. I do the same thing too, but I don't know. For some reason with Disney, it just seems stupid.
Okay. All right. So the answer for the Disney thing, if it's not tradition, it's devotion. Because people are remarkably devoted to Disney. It's the cult of Disney. It's literally called that, the cult of Disney, where people become so fanatical about it that they have to immerse themselves in it every year. And that may sound strange, but it's a real thing.
It's very strange.
It's very strange.
Like, if I told you Little Mermaid was my favorite, you would look at me differently, wouldn't you?
We already know that Little Mermaid's your favorite.
Okay.
Well, you don't want to get your shit up in her cloaca.
I do not.
Yes, you do. I will run the tape.
No, you totally want.
I will run the tape back for you.
It would nauseate me. I would probably.
No, you'd be craving it, dude. You'd be like, oh yeah,
I probably could not stay hard.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Banging a cloaca.
Yeah, you could, dude. That would feel so good.
Oh my God.
You wouldn't be able to get hard on anything else.
Like when she gets her legs back and everything, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, I want that hole. Give me the egg hole.
I want that fishy thing. Bring me that fishy smell.
I don't think you actually insert things into a cloaca. I think they just deposit them on the ground and then you jizz on top of them.
I think you would. You'd get in there. You'd be all up in
there. I don't think you're supposed to.
There's a lot of things you're not supposed to put your penis in, but that's okay.
I don't think you're supposed to fuck a chicken, but people do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you fucked a chicken?
I've never fucked a chicken.
All right, okay. All right. So
I've heard of chicken fuckers.
So here's the thing. People join clubs. Have you guys heard of this phenomenon?
No.
There are adults who join clubs to go to Walt Disney World. So here's an example of a group of people from Australia that are so enamored with Disney that they have this group called Down Under Disneyana. And there's this group that goes from Australia every year to a different Disney theme park. They wear matching T-shirts when they go, and they go to meet other Disney enthusiasts. So they go to meet other people that are just as fanatical or just as devoted to Disney as they are. And some of the reasons why, it keeps you young at heart. It's just the magic and the great characters. It's been a lot of fun meeting new people, and I formed some great friendships. One member had a house in Melbourne and converted a double garage into a gallery filled with artworks from Disney. These are people. Here's a guy, Godfrey, a 57-year-old accountant who shares his passion with his wife, is a particular fan of animated chipmunks, Chip and Dale. So yeah, they're going to go get autographs and pictures with Chip and Dale.
Do you guys know how to tell Chip and Dale apart?
Dale's got a red nose.
Chip has the red nose. Dale has a black nose.
No, I think you got that backwards.
No, Chip is like a chocolate. Oh, yeah, maybe it is. Chip is like a chocolate, so his is brown. I thought Dale's was black.
No, Dale's got a red nose and kind of gap teeth.
Why do you know that, Spear?
Because I do. I have a vast wasteland of useless knowledge. This is one of those things. Let me ask you guys this. What about, and I'm sure you've seen this on the internet, what about the people that take the same picture every year?
I think those are funny. Like, it's like they're trying to reenact the family portrait where they do the same thing, or they do something funny where it's like they're piggyback riding or whatever.
Or whatever it is. It could be just, the married couple that sits in the same position in the same chair every year, or the four brothers that go to the same lake every year and they take the same picture on the same rock.
Yeah, I think that's funny shit. Although it's probably from what's that website? The family photo website, Awkward Family Photos. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's from the Awkward Family Photo website. That shit's hilarious.
You don't think that falls into the category of too much repetition? Why are you doing the same thing year after year after year?
Yeah, but like, where are they doing it? They're doing it at the same place. They're probably like it's probably some place like near their house, right? They're not just going to some place just so they can take the stupid picture.
Some of them are.
Ugh.
Some of them are. Some of them are. They go to the same lake every year. The four brothers, and they take the same picture on the same rock.
Oh, you're conflicting me. I like tradition and I hate tradition. I just hate Disney.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Fuck Disney.
Twice is enough. Once as a kid and once as an adult.
That's it. No more
and
Disney.
Once when Disney opens up the Star
Wars
world.
thing. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you're allowed. 3 times.
3 times. All right, what do we learn? What do we learn about going to Disney every year as adults? What do we learn about traditions, devotion, slavish devotion to Disney? What did we learn? Z-Man.
Tradition's okay. Disney sucks.
Disney sucks. I was waiting for that. Ganthor, what'd you learn?
We have a negative review on iTunes about our podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Does that mean that somebody listened? That's not.
I think they hate me.
Please read it out loud.
What does it say?
Nice thing. I don't remember it. I found it. Somebody told me about it a couple weeks ago, and I kept forgetting to say it.
I subscribed to the alerts for that, and I didn't see anything.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a very negative review.
Hang on.
Did not like us.
We gotta give them some credit. They listened, so we gotta give them a shout out.
Well, we presume that they listen.
Well,
if they don't like us, then they had to have listened.
They could be competitors.
Okay, who's our competitor?
We're competing with somebody? Who are we competing with?
I wish I could give this 0 stars. This was the dumbest thing I've listened to. Had to turn it after a minute, during which was torture. They don't get their facts right and are jealous of anyone better than them. Waste of time. Get a job, idiots.
Frankly, I think that's accurate.
Obviously, they didn't listen because I don't think we are jealous of anyone else.
What did he say? We're jealous of anything not us? Is that what he said?
We're jealous of anyone better than them.
I don't. Huh?
I find that to be
I don't
accurate.
think we ever talked about anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh wait, we have a lot more reviews on here. This was 2 years ago.
Wow, well, fuck
Yeah.
that
That
guy.
was our most recent review.
I hope
Hold on. There's
No.
there's one from 1 year ago that we have never read either. Funny Group of Guys by Benjamin Tyler. These guys are great and really work well together to make a funny show. Every episode has brilliant banter and fun topics they work off of.
Well, there you go.
That's ending in a preposition and all, but that's fine.
Well, that's right. Well, there you go. So what? You know what? Take the good with the bad there, Ganthor.
Yep.
Now, what did I
Hey,
learn?
fair enough.
What?
Hey, wait, hold on.
Why?
Let's make sure that other people know that they can also make fun of us or I guess you can do
Criticize.
it again. Yeah, you can do that at the outro.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right.
I won't steal your thunder, dude. I'm
All
sorry.
right, thank you. All right, all right. So what did I learn? I learned that you guys hate Disney and find people who have a slavish devotion to Disney to be weird.
Correct, sir.
There you go. All right. So if you have a slavish devotion to Disney or you think those people are weird, why don't you go ahead and let us know on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can check out the show on Stitcher Radio, on Google Play, or on Apple Podcasts. Just search for 4Listeners and we'll pop right on up. And go ahead and give us a review. We don't care whether or not you like us or not. We'll read it because we think it's funny that anybody gives us feedback. So
It does hurt my feelings a little bit,
does it
to
really?
be honest.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Hold on. There's more of them on here. I've never read any of these.
All right, so
Clearly, your subscription works well.
Well, I think I subscribed after 2 years ago, or more recently than 2 years ago. Yeah, there's different reviews on your iPhone versus on iTunes.
See, I use Android, so I don't give a shit. And you can also give us feedback on the Twitters at 4Listeners.
Do you guys check Twitter?
I sometimes do, but nobody ever writes us there.
Yeah, nobody
Well,
writes us.
clearly we can't trust you because
Fuck you, dude.
Oh boy, we thank you for checking us out this week. We hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
Hold on. Did you read the rest of these?
No, I haven't seen any of them. The only three I can see are
So 4 years ago, there was a dude named Pancho924. He says, confession of a binge listener, got an iPhone and decided to give this podcast a try. In a little over 2 months, I've already listened to every episode, mostly during my walk to and from work. I've laughed out loud on a crowded sidewalk so much, I'm sure everyone around me thinks I'm deranged. Also, I can't be sure, but I think I may have caught myself singing along to Mother Lover one time. Glad that soundbite is now out of favor with Spear.
the.
And then here's another 5-star review from 2 years ago by Jonathan Garano. Now, I know this is a very explicit podcast, but whatever. It's worth every second. I'm in one of those camps that likes adult humor. They talk about sex to porn to pizza to anything and everything. They try to strike up debates so that way people who are listening can involve themselves with the episode. I'm subscribed, and I told a few of my friends too as well. It's gonna rock. You need to take a listen. Dude, these are fucking decent reviews.
All right. Well,
And we don't know those people, do we?
no, we don't.
I don't know them.
I don't know.
Thank you, Jonathan Garano, if you're still listening.
And thank you, Pancho Villa.
Pancho924.
Pancho.
Fuck you, 84M84. I hope you're still listening, douche. Benjamin Tyler, you're cool.